Unanimous ang naging boto ng House Justice Committee na may probable cause para litisin ang impeachment complaints laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. At kaugnay niyan, makakapanayan po natin si Committee Chairperson, Representative Jervy Luistro. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, ma'am. Si Maris Umali po ito.
Good morning, Maris, and thank you for having me in your morning program.
Maraming salamat din po sa pagpapaunlak. Una po sa lahat, tanong po ng marami, ano po ba ang magiging susunod na mangyayari ngayong idineklara ng may probable cause para ituloy sa trial ang impeachment complaints laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte?
Kagaya po ng ating naging order sa committee, magkakaroon po tayo ng pagdinig ngayong darating na May 4, 2026 at 10 o'clock in the morning. That is at the People's Center as well. Ito ay kaugnay ng pag-aaproba ng ating ipinahahanda na committee report along with the resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment. Maidagdag ko lang, Maris, no? Kahapon, napanood din ninyo, nag-motion si Congresswoman Laila De Lima for consolidation. So, dalawang impeachment complaint. Sa Balya at Cabrera, lahat ng allegations dito, i-consolidate na under one articles of impeachment. We can have one articles of impeachment only before the committee, and we can transmit one articles of impeachment only as well. We can transmit only one to the plenary.
Gaano po katagal bago masimulan yung trial proper? Because I understand, dadaan po ito sa plenaryo. At paano niyo po nakikita magiging takbo nito sa Senado gayong kakailanganin naman ng 2/3 vote doon po sa Senado?
Well, as to when, I can only speak for myself, no? Magtra-transmit kami on May 4. And then we anticipate that the plenary will be transmitting these documents to all the members of the House of Representatives. So after giving them reasonable time to study the articles of impeachment and all the documents, the plenary should be ready to vote, no? As to when, it will depend on the plenary. And once they voted on this document, and if it is on the affirmation of probable cause, kung pagtitibayin ng plenaryo ang probable cause na nakita ng Justice Committee, kung yan ang paninindigan ng at least 1/3 ng members of the House of Representatives, then matra-transmit yan sa Senate. Kaya as to the question, when will the plenary vote happen? It will depend on the plenary. No? Ang mahalaga, makapagpadala muna sila ng kopya ng mga dokumentong ito, most especially to the Vice President and to the members of the House of Representatives, for them to be able to come up with an informed decision. Maalala mo, Maris, ito ang nilalaman ng Supreme Court decision sa kasong Duterte versus House of Representatives. Dapat pagkalooban ng sapat na panahon ang mga miyembro ng House of Representatives upang mapag-aralan nila ang articles of impeachment along with attached documents and the evidence bago sila bumoto dito.
And to which you are confident that it will pass the plenary?
I do not want to preempt what will happen in the plenary, Maris, no? Kasi maraming factors, I think, which the members of the House are considering. One, we are not certain yet about the stand of the party leadership. At napakaraming partido ang nandiyan dyan sa loob ng House of Representatives, di ba? So we are not certain about that. Secondly, we cannot blame the members of the House of Representatives in considering the fact na malapit na rin yung susunod na national election. Of course, we are all political personalities here and we have political interest as well to consider.
Ma'am, halimbawa lang po na hindi makakuha. Halimbawa lang po hindi makakuha ng sapat na boto sa plenaryo ng Kamara. Ano po ang susunod na mangyayari rito?
Kung hindi tayo makakakuha ng at least 1/3 na boto sa plenaryo, that will be equivalent to the final dismissal of the impeachment complaint. Tapos na. Patay na yung impeachment complaint or yung articles of impeachment kung hindi makakakuha ng sapat na boto doon sa plenaryo. And that is at least 1/3 of all the members of the House. Baligtarin natin, Maris. Kung makakuha naman ng at least 1/3 ng boto ng House of Representatives, that is tantamount to the affirmation of the findings ng probable cause ng committee. Ibig sabihin, pinagtibay ng plenaryo ang determination of probable cause ng Committee on Justice. In which case, it will warrant the immediate transmittal of the articles of impeachment to the Senate for trial.
Alright. Kunin na rin po namin, ma'am, ang reaksyon po ninyo, no? Kasi sinabi po ni Congressman Pulong Duterte na may mga tumatawag umano sa mga chief of staff ng ilang mambabatas para pumabor daw sa impeachment at kung hindi ay mawawalan daw ng budget ang kanilang distrito. Komento nyo po rito.
And as far as I am concerned, I beg to disagree to that. Wala po akong na-encounter na tumatawag na sino man maging sa akin or sa aking chief of staff concerning the support to this impeachment process. And I wish to add that in my capacity as chairperson, we did not stand for either party. We stood for the process, no? We stood for the process, Maris. During the clarificatory hearing of the Justice Committee, impartial tayo, independent tayo, because we acted as investigators in a proceeding akin to a preliminary investigation. The mandate is very simple, to determine whether or not probable cause exists. After the voting yesterday, nanalo na ang probable cause. As a matter of fact, it was a unanimous vote. Now, I can officially say that the Justice Committee has a stand. And the stand is for the probable cause, no? From this day forward, our mandate should be able to defend the determination of probable cause by the Justice Committee. And if this will be affirmed by the plenary, our mandate will continue, and that is to prosecute the Vice President until his conviction in the trial by the Senate.
Alright. Pero may sinasabi po ang defense team ng BISE, no, na labag sa konstitusyon ang naging takbo po o yung naging disenyo ng impeachment proceedings. Ano po ang pahayag po ninyo rito?
Well, they can always say that. They can always attack the constitutionality of the proceedings before the Justice Committee. As a matter of fact, we anticipated that since day one of our proceeding, no? Ang dami na nga ng petitions na nakabinbin sa Supreme Court. Nag-file pa sila ng criminal action against 4 members of the Justice Committee, and that includes myself, no? Anticipated namin lahat yan. Pero ang stand ng committee, so long as there is no TRO, so long as there is no injunction, our constitutional duty is to proceed with this impeachment process.
Alright, maraming salamat po, House Justice Committee Chairperson Representative Jervy Luistro, sa inyo pong panahon at sa pagpapaliwanag po sa amin ng tungkol dito sa impeachment proceedings na ito.
Maraming salamat, Maris, and good morning po sa lahat ng viewers and followers. Thank you.
Magandang umaga po.